Hi, Mackenzie. That's right. Former Northwestern defensive lineman Joe Spivak has always dreamt of playing for the NFL. But his love for wrestling has taken him on an unexpected career path. This week, we focus on a Naperville native. She also played for Northwestern before going pro. I talked to her coach, and to teammates about her recent return to Chicago after playing abroad. Meet Kayla Sharples. This week, I also spoke to a Northwestern women's basketball player. She hasn't even graduated yet, and she's already going pro. Veronica Burton and her parents spoke to me about her big move. I'm Jessica Lazo, and alongside me is head coach for Edgewater, Wojciech Petrovsky. Coach, you came off a tough loss on the road last week. What have you been stressing at practice leading up to tonight's game? If you're looking to donate to the program, text PLEASE to 76278. Reporting live from downtown Chicago, I'm Jessica Lazo, Chicago This Week. A big game tonight for the Chicago Bulls as they head into Game 3 of the playoffs against the Milwaukee Bucks. With the series tied 1-1, an exciting game is on the horizon at the United Center. After a 2-year absence because of the pandemic, the Special Olympics are finally back in Chicago. The opening ceremonies kicked off in Soldier Field, and our Elise Devlin is live there now. Hi, Elise. So offensively, within conference, they've struggled a bit. They've only had 2 goals so far within the last 5 league games. How do you plan on changing that narrative, especially with tonight's game? Get ready for speed, drama, and thrills this summer as the United States Sail Grand Prix makes its freshwater debut right here on Lake Michigan. Wintrust Arena is home to the Chicago Sky and DePaul basketball. And this summer, it's welcoming the WNBA All-Star Game to its court. Last season, DePaul's team made history, winning their first conference championship. They've carried over that success this year as well. Northwestern's always having active hands. It feels like there's a 6th woman on the floor. It flusters the defense, causing these turnovers time and time again. Julianne Brown, a true freshman, already making an impact for the team. She's already had 10 games in double figures this season, a couple of those coming in Big Ten play. She is definitely one to watch for tonight. With Satterwhite, she already has 14 points. Last game, she had 14 points total, but after the first half, she already solidified that for this game, so there's more to come from her. They're matching up constantly, having the guards up top rotating, constantly moving, and then they trap the Purdue offense, causing turnovers. She's so good at, being in the paint and being able to post up and hit some simple layups for the Wildcats. You could see her moving on and off the ball, enabling her to score points like this one. The Wildcats definitely need to watch out for Raynell Jones. She actually is #1 in the conference and #1 nationally for total blocks and blocks per set. You mentioned Lysiak, and she has been an impactful player these past few games. 11 kills, 2 digs, 3 blocks last game against Wisconsin. I think that Northwestern has a very deep team where they can utilize different players, and a lot of them can step up to the plate and make an immediate impact. Maryland has kind of took over this set right now, just closing it out with a confident attitude. Wow, an overall great effort for the Northwestern team. It all started out with Charlotte Chronister making that diving save. Here she is again, and now at 21 kills of the match. She is not stopping. Absolutely. It's going to be especially exciting because Edgewater just came off a win in the State Cup tournament. They won 4-2, which is actually more goals than they've scored in the Midwest Premier League so far. So hopefully they can notch a couple more tonight. Yeah, you talk about Masalu almost scoring off of the header. He's actually been with the team for a very long time, so it's always really beneficial to have that veteran, appearance on a team to help the younger players. A high line does put a team at risk for getting through balls and players making runs behind them, so they definitely need to be careful about that. I think the Rooks are doing everything right. They just need to keep taking their chances, and eventually it'll go in. It's just been very unlucky for them in the first half. This is the absolute best way to respond to a goal. You got to come back stronger. You got to come back fighting. They need to be, tightly marked against them, because if you keep backing up, they're just going to shoot from distance. He was a high school basketball superstar. He was so good, he was even featured in the movie Hoop Dreams. Tragically, he was the victim of gun violence.
It changed his life forever. Hoop Dream star and former Marshall High School coach Shawn Harrington makes his way back to teaching basketball 8 years after he was shot and paralyzed.
When the opportunity presented itself, to work with kids, I definitely jumped on it, and being able to grasp their attention and being able to still teach them from a chair. I didn't know how that was going to be receptive or how hard it was going to be, but the kids have been awesome.
And through his teaching, Harrington hopes he can also inspire the kids on and off the court.
Everything is life lessons that I'm trying to teach these kids. Everything through my life lessons, if I can share it in a way or relate it to them in a way where it's relatable to them, the fact that I can have their attention, I can still teach them these little things, just being a good friend to each other. It's still so fulfilling.
And he does just that.
He represents what it is to be a great coach. He makes me practice harder than I've ever done before. And when I'm the only girl in this basketball camp, he makes me feel like I belong.
But the kids aren't the only ones impacted by Harrington's determination and positive presence.
Just his passion to want to help kids though. And and just the fact that he's able to come out here with the energy and perseverance, and just not even think about what happened to him in his life though, that's one of the main things that he's been such an inspiration to me.
Along with coaching, Shawn Harrington also does motivational speaking. He works with the No Books, No Ball Foundation, and he also has a book called All the Dreams We've Dreamed. Julianne Sitch makes her way back to the University of Chicago after recently getting hired as the head coach for the men's soccer team.
I was fortunate enough to be a part of the hiring committee and be able to interview the candidates that they had brought in onto campus. And by far, Coach Sitch was the most qualified that we had, and she's clearly shown that.
Previously serving as the Maroons women's assistant coach for 5 seasons, Sitch transitions back to the college scene after spending 3 years with the Chicago Red Stars.
I knew even prior going into the Red Stars that I would eventually find my way back to the collegiate game. And so when this opportunity had come about, knowing what Chicago is about, knowing their athletic department, knowing their athletic community, knowing the men's program, knowing the women's program, I was like, absolutely, I'm gonna, branch out and kind of take this opportunity to go interview for the job.
And with her prior experience playing and coaching at the collegiate and professional level, her players are looking forward to the upcoming season.
She brings something that a lot of our past coaches haven't been able to bring to the table, and we're hoping that combined with just her intensity and everything will just lift us over the top.
So as Sitch begins this new role, she also hopes she can bring more visibility to women coaching on the men's side of sports.
We have to be in these positions so young girls can continue to see that. It's even, I think about it the same for myself. When I was growing up playing soccer, I saw a lot of MLS. Went to a lot of the Chicago Fire games, and it really wasn't until 1999 when really, I started decorating my room with all these woman posters of Christine Lilly and Mia Hamm and stuff, and so once those moments where we started to see it, we started to believe it, started to dream it, that I could be a pro soccer player. And so I think it's the same thing now with women just stepping forward and being in the roles coaching men's side.
A role where she hopes to help break the female stigma in the coaching industry.
Regardless if I'm coaching men or women, I'm coaching athletes. I'm coaching people that want to be better. I'm coaching people to be their best selves on the field and off the field. My approach doesn't change. The culture doesn't change. Every coach, male or female, has something to bring to every athlete, right? And I think that's the thing that we have to keep remembering.
Title IX has impacted the sports community in so many ways beyond college sports. I got to take a look at an organization that seeks to empower young girls through sports. For 17 years, the Game On organization has given girls a space to participate in different sports in Chicago and its surrounding areas.
For me, it was a way to pass on the gift of sports to young girls.
A way to be exposed to a healthier lifestyle and to also learn core values that go beyond the playing field.
Lessons that you learn on the sports field translate beautifully into life lessons. So we teach the girls how to look you in the eye and speak loud and proud and stick up for what's right and how to address difficult situations. And all these lessons are learned on the sports fields.
But most of all, it's meant for girls to feel empowered.
It teaches you that girls can do anything and and makes me feel strong.
From smiles to cheers, the Game On organization creates fun and interactive camps and programs in order to help girls grow as athletes and people.
It's giving these girls an opportunity to enjoy, have fun, learn to be confident and grow, and make sure that women are having, getting what they deserve, and these girls are our future to continue that.